Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Living here. So Soissons has been updated since the spring patch. So here's a run through on what they have changed. So for starters here, and the thing I'm probably the most excited about is the change of the spawn times for the Trench Raider kit. So before the update, the Trench Raider kit was not spawning as frequently as it would be on, let's say, Verdun Heights or on Rupture. But now with the new update, you do have a consistent spawn time now, where at the very beginning of the game, you can catch this weapon at like the minute 2-second mark. So it's about the exact same time, I think, as you would pick it up on Rupture and on Verdun Heights. So that is pretty exciting to know now. Before it seemed like a quick random grab that you could get it sometime during the middle of the game. I still don't even know the exact time that thing would spawn, but it really did not feel like it's anything that you could know to get at the very beginning of the game to start the game off, such as where you could go run up and get the Tank Hunter kit. So that is pretty cool, and I am very much looking forward to having that more in the game now, as something that you can predict and go to choose at and grab. It also makes it interesting because now you'll be able to see the battle versus the Tank Hunter kit and versus the Trench Raider kit. As of right now, I've only had one battle against the Tank Hunter kit, so it will be kind of interesting to see how that works. If you're curious to see how that one battle I did have turned out, well, here you go. Now I'm going to assume the Tank Hunter kit will take out the Trench Raider kit in one shot, considering that the anti-tank rocket gun for the assault class can take out the the Trench Raider kit. But I mean, I haven't had that happen yet, but I'm assuming more of those encounters will happen now that they have decreased the spawn timer for the Trench Raider kit in this map. So these encounters will become more frequent, and it will be pretty interesting to see how all those encounters play out. And speaking of the Tank Hunter gun, I mean, let's not forget that They Shall Not Pass, it's probably the most popular elite class, if not still the most popular elite class that there is today. As much as I'm having fun using the Trench Raider kit, and if I'd have the choice right now, I'd be choosing the Trench Raider kit over the Tank Hunter class. It's still not a bad class at all to use, and it's still very much available on this map to grab. So let's just not forget at all that out of all the DLC maps, this is the only one that has the Tank Hunter class on. So just to already see even though there have been improvements in other areas of the map, that has always been consistent since the map first came out. So I by no means don't want to give the Tank Hunter gun any less due than what it deserves. It's still an amazing gun, and should still be respected in the game. And it's still just amazing to think that both these classes are on this map, and really there's just so many options for you to choose from that are just really awesome kits, and can be very game-changing kits as well, that are on only this one map. Now finally, the last thing is that they did change the vehicles and how many you can have on the map at a time. So right now they did reduce the planes for Conquest from 2 to 1. As well, they did reduce the vehicles from 4 to 3. Now when it comes to that third vehicle, the only way you're going to be able to get that is by controlling either A or E. And so you have to control one of those flags in order for you to access the third tank that you need. So it does kind of give you more power to kind of control the enemy team, if they're going to come out with more tanks or if they're not going to come out with more tanks. So it does put a little bit more control into the user and how you want the game to be played like. Now, before the patch, I was a little bit concerned when I found out there would be 4 tanks on there, but the one thing that did kind of change how the game played was the fact that you have that massive hill there. So moving up and down those hills with those heavy tanks, or either any of those tanks besides the artillery truck, it's really a pain, and it really caused more of the game to be where the tanks just stayed back wherever they spawned, and they would try to essentially snipe the other team with using their tanks. So it wasn't, surprisingly for me in my position, I didn't have too much of a problem where the tanks were such an issue. But then again, I play as assault class, so whenever the tanks were trying to maneuver around the really tight little village that was there on either B, or trying to get on top of C or work its way up somehow to get into the little square box you had to cap D. I mean, I could easily just run up and drop 2 mines, throw a grenade, and destroy the tank. So it wasn't too much of an issue for me. But however, though, obviously I'm aware that I'm not the only one playing as there's other people who are playing other classes besides an assault class. So I understand that it could have been a problem for other people. So the fact that now that it is reduced now to 3, and it gives you more control over the 3rd tank for the other enemy team, is a pretty interesting dynamic that will be played out. I mean, let's still not forget, I mean, this is a pretty cool map if you still want to use vehicles on. I'm finding a lot of fun using the artillery truck on this map, basically because of the speed that it uses, and it allows me to maneuver around the map a lot better. And plus, I have 6 mines I can lay, on this map. So there's so much, damage that you can do in controlling the enemy team. So, you don't want to forget at all that there's vehicles on the map. So if you like using vehicles, that they still are there, and they can still be used, and they can still be very dangerous as well on this map. So overall, I'm pretty excited to see how this map keeps evolving and turning out. I think it has progressed for the better, and I'm very interested in how popular this map might turn out. I know it got a lot of flack when it was first coming out, due to the heavy amount of tanks, and that was always a kind of a concern in the community that I was hearing going about. So it will be interesting to see now how it evolves now, and how it plays out now with all the interesting dynamics between the increase in spawn times for the trench raider kit, the fact you have still the tank hunter kit on the class, the vehicles, and just overall just how the map plays out. So that's basically it, guys. Just wanted to show you guys the adjustments that they had made on Soissons and give that a run through. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I will see you guys again later.